Hello, I'm Camden, and this is a little bit of real life. So glad that you're with us today. In a world that's often filled with danger and disloyalty and discomfort, isn't it so nice to curl up in the arms of someone that you love? Someone you know has your back, somebody that offers safety. Oh. Now, on the other hand, can we be that for someone else? Hi, I'm Camden Hainsworth. This is a little bit of real life. There's so many lessons to be learned in life day to day, and if we take some time to get to know them, I feel that God, our Heavenly Father, will teach us exactly what He wants us to accomplish and who to be on this earth. We went out to the lake a few weeks back before the snow came, and my daughters had just underwent hand, foot, mouth. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. They had had it when they were a little bit younger, but it was nothing compared to this. I mean, up night after night, rubbing their hands and feet as these blisters started to surface. They got red and irritated and hurt, were painful, and then, they just covered all of their hands, feet, knees, elbows. It was just miserable. I felt so bad for them. They're young too, 3 and 5 years old. But they started to finally scab over, and we knew we could go out and walk around a little bit without having too much pain. And after having been inside and experiencing so much cabin fever, my 5-year-old, when I went outside, even though it was a little cold, wanted to come out with me and take a deep breath, and she wrapped her arms around me, and just like a little monkey kid, she was so sweet, squeezing her little legs around my hips. She still wanted to be with me. It had been a hard week. It was a little cold outside, and she found refuge in my arms, and somehow it was captured in a beautiful picture. And then my other daughter, my oldest daughter, Brielle, she also took a photo right as I was about to bring her into our van, and you can actually see all of the blisters from the virus she had as I'm bringing her back to the car. And looking at those pictures, reflecting upon if this is you or if this is me or who this is to me in my life, who I feel like I can wrap my arms around and just squeeze tight and just bury my head into their bosom, I feel safe. I came up with this post, and that's what I'm going to read to you today. It is our job to protect. I was stuck to my mom as a child. I was a homesick mess often when I was away from her. At 10 years old or so, I went to a friend's house in the evening. As soon as it got dark, I lost my mind and left a long, dramatic message on my parents' answering machine at home about how I couldn't breathe and needed to be picked up ASAP. I now recognize that was anxiety, something that I'm overcoming with my ADHD. Drama. While we all have and understand that in order to progress, we have to try new places without training wheels, it is beautiful as a parent, brother, aunt, and friend to know that you can provide a safe place and even your existence is home. That's what I felt. Evan was holding on to me, that I was home for her. It may take some extra training for some people to unlearn the poor parenting of an abusive or neglectful home, but the power is within each of us to make our arms and hands a place of refuge. We are the authors, not only of our life, but also of the lives of those we come in contact with. What will be written? This past week, 2 incredible men, along with 7 others of their family, were killed in a tragic plane wreck. And they have become a place of refuge not only for their family and friends, but for an entire community that they have made in the name of helping people. They have sent food and education and have sent resources to build wells and schools all over the world as a side project. And then they have helped so many thousands and thousands of people feel more like themselves through really easy health. They have also been able to help mothers, single moms, and families in low-income housing keep lights on in their homes and have hope for a better day, a better future, and then actually achieve. These men and women, this family, they have so much to give, and they had such a huge vision for where these projects were going to take them for the future. And what I loved is they didn't keep that to themselves. They included all of the community, all of us in on that. They were a refuge from the storm. They were a place we could go when we didn't have any more hope. We could, bury our head into their figurative bosom and feel safe and feel comforted and feel like if I have this, then I'm going to be okay. How can we be that for other people? My little Evan, she's so small, and just holding her and feeling her almost like magnetically tied to my body is such an incredible feeling. Have you ever been in prayer? Have you ever been in worship when all of a sudden it feels like all of the elements of your entire life start to lift upward, and in that prayer and in that moment you feel the arms of heaven wrapping around you? Other sheep I have that are not of this fold, and they too will hear my voice, and we shall be one fold and one shepherd. A mother may forget her suckling child, but I will never forget you, for I have engraven you upon the palms of my hands. If you ever question if there is a place to run to for safety, if you ever feel like you are the only one giving refuge, I would invite you to turn to the scriptures. I would invite you to memorize scriptures and memorize thoughts and recall the moments when God has stretched out his hand to you. And remember that you are not alone. That we were not meant to go through life alone. You can hear my daughter maybe singing in the background even. Think of a little child and what you would do to keep them safe. You would give your life for a little child, and we are all children of God. We are just learning, you guys. No matter how young or old we are in mortality years, we have a long way to go, and God is going to be there every second of the way to help us through that. I strongly and firmly believe that there is refuge in prayer. There is refuge from the storm, and that we can learn from the patterns of Christ-like individuals in our life, as well as Christ himself and our heavenly parents and everything they have shown up to this point, so that we may never forget that there is safety in such chaos around us. This is my prayer, this is my knowledge, this is my testimony, and I leave it with you, especially during this season, with a lot of love. Thanks for tuning in today.